Brett Anderson, graduate of Brigham Young University and an Air Force officer. Brett, you did something that I feel is so outstanding. I have such respect for the soldiers and for the troops that serve our country and have served our country or will serve our country. You ran 210 miles. Why did you pick the number 210 and this project to go run for your comrades?
Yeah, so basically 210 is linked to the Memorial Hall. So I don't know, in the Wilkinson Center on BYU campus, there's a hall. They have plaques, they have news clippings. It's dedicated to those who have fallen, who have attended BYU or who have taught at BYU, and a couple of graduates of BYU. And so they have this huge plaque on the wall that has tons of names, and there's actually 210. And what I decided to do is I decided to honor each one of those names. So each mile that I ran was in honor of a different name on that wall.
Awesome. 210 miles. You started this last November, and when did you wrap this up?
Finished it a couple weeks ago. April 19th was the Salt Lake City Marathon, and so I figured that'd be a good catch-all. If I was a couple miles behind, then 26 covers it, I think. So
yeah.
Luckily, I only had one more mile, so it was kind of cool. I did the whole marathon, really focusing on just one guy, and it was Captain Scott Pace. He's the most recent BYU alumni to be killed in action, and it was kind of a neat experience running that marathon for him.
Brett Anderson, graduate of BYU and an Air Force officer on BYU Sports Nation, ran 210 miles to honor all 210 fallen soldiers that have BYU ties. Is that how we can sum that up?
Yeah.
So many questions that I have. One I want to know is what are you thinking about when you're running each of these individual miles?
Well, there's a couple of things. Sometimes it just sometimes I was just thinking about not getting hit by cars because Provo is kind of crazy to run in. But no, I tried to make every mile count for each person. I figured, it looks like just a bunch of names on the wall, and you can mesh them together pretty easy, I think, and lump them together. But the reason I did miles was because I could run individually 1 mile for each name.
Yeah. And
make it kind of personal for every. I tried to get backstories on them. I tried to learn about who they were and what they did and where they served. And it was overall a pretty incredible experience. While I was running, before I would go run, I'd kind of decide how many miles I was going to run, and I would write their initials on my arm just so I could remember them. And then each mile I'd say their initials, and then I'd say it kind of a soft thank you. I figured, it would just be something important for them that each one got personal recognition, that each one got a thank you from me. So every mile I would do that as I hit the miles.
This is kind of a supreme feat. And Kevin, as cool as your 55-foot game winner was in 1992, this is hard to beat, man.
Yeah, it's unreal. You think about all the people that talk about doing certain things, but to actually follow through with something like this and something so physically demanding, I think it's an amazing thing. That's an amazing feat. It's very impressive.
Thank you.
What type of attributes did you pick up mentally, physically, as you went through this 210-mile journey?
Well, so physically, that's a lot of running. So I definitely...
You're in better shape?
I'm in better shape, yeah. Mentally, I feel like a lot of it is just kind of presence of mind and awareness. I think I'm glad that one of the biggest things I learned was a deeper appreciation for what people have done. Not only soldiers, but for all the sacrifices that people have made for me, and especially those who have gone the extra mile and who have done such great things. I learned a lot of respect for them, a lot of appreciation, and kind of the coolest thing was hearing back from other people about this. I've actually heard from a couple people recently that are related, some grandchildren,
Wow.
some Austin Halterman was one of the names. He was a BYU basketball player. He was killed in World War II, and his grandchildren, 2 of them, have kind of given me more information. They've emailed me and they've commented on, other stuff about him, stuff I didn't know, and then how his legacy lives on, how he has 30 great grandchildren, and they're all really appreciative. And so for me, that's been incredible to hear back other people's responses and to see how it's kind of resonated, I guess, with people. It's been really cool.
We make a living honoring athletes and their athletic feats on this show, and that is exciting. But I mean, when we say real heroes, these are the people that we're talking about. And it's Memorial Day week, and you started this a day after Veterans Day, which I'm sure was, that had purpose in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, how do you contain the emotions of all this when you hear back from people like that, when they offer up that feedback to you?
Well, it's funny just because I didn't think it would be as big as it's gotten. I've gotten a lot of incredible, publication, and I'm really grateful for that. I didn't think I'd be hearing back from anybody pretty much. And so, I just have my cell phone, and every once in a while I check my emails and there's a new comment. And I went on a family vacation a couple weeks ago, and I was in the middle of Europe, and I just opened an email from, it was from Austin Halterman's grandkid, and I almost started crying. And my family, I just kind of walked to the side a little bit, and I don't know, it's been really, like I said, it's been really rewarding to hear back from people. I'm glad that people are hearing about this, especially those who are tied to the names that I've run for. That's what I wanted. So it's been great.
Brett Anderson, quickly becoming one of my favorite guests on BYU Sports Nation, ran 210 miles to honor all of the fallen soldiers that have BYU ties. Just wrapped that up. Graduate of Brigham Young University and now an officer in the Air Force. What are you doing now? And I mean, now that you've done this, do you have any other projects that are lined up? Or are you going to take a break for a little while? What's next for you, Brett?
Yeah, so this last marathon was my third marathon, and so I've retired from running for a little bit. I kind of joke about it. I'll probably go back to one, but physically, yeah, I'm not doing any projects right now. People have asked me that. I'm sure that I'll do something in the future. I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's always opportunities to serve and to remember sacrifices and tributes. I think I will do one in the future, but for now, I'm just gonna calm down, and I'm starting my career in a couple of months. I'm heading down to Texas for pilot training to be in the Air Force. Okay. Yeah, so I'm a second lieutenant in the Air Force, and I'll be starting to fly planes in a couple of months. I'm way excited about that, and I think that'll take a lot of my time and focus, at least for the next couple of months.
Well, we certainly wish you the best of luck with that, and if people want to read the full story, they can go to your blog. By the way, we've just tweeted out a link to that blog. Thanks. But tell people where they can go to go in depth with this story.
Yeah, so the website is it's called runningtoremember.blogspot.com or something like that. It's kind of saved on my computer. So if you Google search like 210 miles running to remember, there's also a link there was an article in BYU Magazine. There's a link to my blog in that, I think. There's a really cool video they did that I loved. There's a couple ways to find it.
honorrunning.blogspot.com.
That's what it was. Honor Running. See, I don't even remember.
Get it right, Brett.
I'm not a blogger. That's one of the things I was intimidated by. I'm not a professional writer or blogger. I feel like this was really kind of my personal attempt to do something, and I still didn't do the greatest job on writing or researching or whatever. But it's been a really cool experience.
Brett, it's been great to have you on set. Kevin, is there anything you'd like to ask him before he takes off?
Well, I just wanted to thank you for your service.
Oh, you're welcome. I appreciate that.
And you're signing the BYU Sports Nation Rise Up flag. It would be our honor to have you ink this flag and make you a permanent part of the BYU Sports Nation team. But absolutely. Thank you for your service. We wish you the best of luck as you continue your pilot training and keep it moving forward.
I appreciate that.